Hello everyone! It's time for English lesson. Today we are starting with Unit 8.3 on page 110. The title of this lesson is Environmental Issues. By looking at the pictures and the title of this lesson, we understand that this unit is about environmental problems. To understand better these problems one by one, let's do the first exercise. Vocabulary. Match the words and phrases below with the definitions A to F. First picture is smog. In Albania is smog or samiego. It is a mixture of smoke and fog caused by exhaust fumes and factory gases. Acid rain. Shiu acid. Rain containing acids which are harmful, especially to trees and forests. Oil spill. Rjedhje vaj is an amount of oil on the surface of a body of water which comes from tankers. Toxic waste. Mbetje toksike are materials containing chemicals which are no longer used and are dumped into rivers, lakes and seas. Fossil fuels. Lënë djegëse nga mbetjet fosile are substances such as coal and oil that were formed over millions of years from the remains of animals and plants and are burned for energy. Alternative energy, energy alternative, power that is produced using the energy from the sun, wind, water, etc. Okay, now let's continue with exercise B. Read. Save the trees. Our environment must be protected is the title of this text. Our planet is not as green as it used to be. Forests are disappearing. Frequently asked questions. What does it mean? Frequently asked questions. It is the same set of questions that many people ask on a specific subject. We usually find this phrase on a special separate page on websites where the owners of the page answer questions they know people will ask. To understand better this text, you have to listen to the CD and then we have to do the other exercises. Listen it.
Unit 8. 3. Environmental issues. Read. B.
Save the trees. Our environment must be protected. Our planet is not as green as it used to be. Forests are disappearing. Frequently asked questions. KB from Leeds is asking why people cut down trees. To clear land for building cities and motorways. To provide land for farming. To make paper, furniture and building materials. AF from Colchester wants to know if the problem of forest fires is a serious one. Every year, millions of acres of forest land are destroyed in forest fires which break out all over the world. In the USA alone, about 100,000 forest fires break out per year on average. Most forest fires are caused by man. However, only a small part of this land is replanted. JK from Poole wants to know what forests offer. Habitat. Trees are important to wildlife. Forests are home to millions of species of mammals, birds, insects and plants. Oxygen and cleaner air. Trees make the air we breathe cleaner and fresher. They produce oxygen, O2, and absorb carbon dioxide, CO2, smoke, dust and ozone which pollute the air. Trees also produce water, and this helps protect the earth from too much heat. Fertile land. Trees keep the land fertile. Where there are trees, the soil can't be blown away by the wind or washed away by rain. Trees help the soil absorb large amounts of water, and in this way floods are prevented. PL from Cardiff is asking what happens when forests are destroyed. The ecological balance that exists in nature is broken. Animals that depend on trees or on other plants for food leave or die because their natural habitat is destroyed. In this way, Lots of species of plants and animals are in danger and may disappear forever. The air isn't as cool or as clean as it used to be. The amount of harmful gases in the atmosphere increases. Carbon dioxide, which cannot be absorbed by trees any longer, causes the Earth's temperature to rise. This is called global warming. A piece of land without trees slowly becomes a desert. Rainwater cannot be absorbed by the soil, so it returns to the oceans and seas. As a result, the land becomes hard and dry, and nothing can grow on it. The forests that are left on our planet must be protected, or else we will have to face the consequences. New forests should also be planted before it's too late. Action must be taken now.
Now you have to do exercise C on page 111. Read the text again and answer the questions. Choose A, B, C or D. You have to choose the correct answer. Okay, now let's continue with grammar. Reported speech, questions. Reported questions. Ask is often used as a reporting verb. Verb tenses change as in reported statements. WH questions. Change the word order as in statements. Do not use do, does or did. For example, what is your name? He asked me what my name was. Where do you live? He asked me where I lived. How many students are there in the class? The inspector asked how many students there were in the class. Yes and no questions. We use if or whether. For example, are you married? Is in direct speech. Reported speech. She asked me if or whether I was married. Did she phone? He asked me if she had phoned. Must we do the exercise? They asked if or whether they had to do the exercise. Here are some other examples by using WH questions and yes-no questions from direct to reported speech. I am going to repeat again the rules for WH questions and yes-no questions. If the direct question begins with a question word, the reported question also begins with the same question word. And if the direct question does not begin with a question word, the reported question begins with if or whether. Use the same word order as in statements. Change the tenses as in statements. There is no question mark unless the introductory phrase is a question. Use the WH word in WH questions. For example, when does the film start? He asked me when the film started. He wanted to know when the film started. And use if, whether for yes and no questions. Okay, you have to do now exercise B on page 111. Rewrite the questions using reported speech. You have to do this exercise in your book. That's all for today. Have a nice day. Goodbye.